The investigation involved allegations of cheating on classroom and standardized tests at the school. The claims were made by a former principal at J.E. Turner Elementary. The investigation is finally complete, and state officials agreed for the first time to talk to me about their results. The state has been looking into allegations of cheating at J.E. Turner Elementary for nearly 2 years. The accusations involving more than 20 teachers were made by former principal Missy Nolan.
There were ethics violations that were intentional, and the evidence shows that.
Nolan turned her evidence, including documents, emails, and audio recordings, over to the State Department of Education in September 2014.
And she had that pretty well documented.
Susan Crowther is the Associate General Counsel for the Legal Department, which handled the state investigation.
We listened to the recordings that she had done.
One of those recordings included Nolan's interview with a teacher who admits she changed students' grades.
Whether it be 1 point that you bumped it, 3 points that you bumped it, or 10 points that you bumped it, wrong is wrong. Being unethical is black and white. There's no gray in between. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
On the tape, the teacher tells Nolan, "We have a lot of pressure to make sure that parents are happy with their children's grades."
So after reviewing it, we determined that it wasn't quite to the level that the state needed to then take further action.
On the tape, the teacher admits she made numerous grade changes, but Crowther says the teachers in Nolan's complaint needed retraining, which she says should be handled at the local level.
And it's various factors we look at in evaluating any case to determine whether or not it rises to the level of us taking that person's career away. Because basically when we're revoking, that's what we're doing. We're not taking just their job away, but their entire career.
Well, did you see any anomalies with the regular students at this school? When Fox 10 News discovered what appeared to be inconsistencies in some of Turner's standardized test scores, we hired the statisticians at the University of Georgia to analyze the numbers.
The probability of this happening by chance is very, very small. So that means it probably didn't happen by chance. It happened for some other reason. Now, one explanation, of course, is cheating.
This time, the data came from the State Department of Education's own website. That's where we found what Dr. Reeves referred to as overwhelming evidence.
There's one school in particular, which was J.E. Turner Elementary. That school stood out like a sore thumb.
Dr. Reeves says in one chart, the special education students at Turner had significantly higher scores than half the general education students in both Mobile and Baldwin counties.
We looked at that, and we had our assessment office to also look at that.
We get a predictor ACT score, we get a STEM score.
Rebecca Mims is coordinator of student assessment, whose department also reviewed Dr. Reeves' findings.
From the statement, and whether or not what he has submitted is actually accurate, I don't know. And there could be an explanation for that.
But so far, the state has not provided an explanation for the discrepancies the researchers uncovered.
So we took it, page by page and teacher by teacher to look at.
Mobile County School Superintendent Martha Peak says local school investigators considered all of the evidence. The evidence from Nolan includes volumes of classroom tests, like this example from one student. Now you'll notice the principal makes a note that the teacher grade book reflects a 90 and a 100 for this particular student, but the actual grade on the test is 67 and 100.
What would constitute clear cheating?
Just where you have to, document that there was intent to do that, that there was absolute proof that there was cheating, and to find out how and why that was done.
So you're just trying to help them out by giving them a couple extra points? Helping them out how? Explain that for me.
I asked Peak about the audio tape where a teacher says she changed student grades because, quote, "I wanted to help them out by giving them extra points."
Would you consider the tape that you listened to with this woman evidence of cheating?
I haven't listened to that tape in a very long time. This instance is almost 3 years old now. So I would have to go back and review my notes. I'd have to look at the entire situation.
Both the state and local school system agreed the teachers named in the complaint needed to be retrained. So what does that involve?
You go back through, you review the processes, the procedures, you make sure that there's a clear understanding of what the grading parameters and expectations are, and then you follow through and monitor it.
Of the 23 teachers named in the complaint, the state took action against one teacher for inappropriate discipline, not cheating. Any action involving the remaining teachers was left up to the local school system. We're told some of the teachers have been moved to different schools. Peak says school system policies do not allow her to discuss any more specific details of the teachers involved.